I mean, you sound fine, but you haven't. You've sounded fine the whole time. It sounded different on the stream. So I don't know.
Does it sound okay?
How's he's having a riot? What, on Discord? Oh, we're still on.
Testing.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you sound better on the stream now. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Thank God. Okay. Yeah. So it was just like it didn't update when I started the stream. Okay. So anyway, welcome everybody. Hey Fanex, thank you so much for coming along. Purpley Pete.
Okay, is he? We're getting questions already. I would say if you want to ask questions, you can tag at Podcastle. Is it Podcastle or Podcast of Lies in here?
Podcastle of Lies.
Yeah, so do at Podcast of Lies if you want to ask a question, and we'll read it up afterwards. We do have some stuff we want to ask before we get into that, but you will have the chance to ask more questions.
You know when you said you was writing that stuff, I thought you were joking.
No. Yeah, we're not going to say it.
No, I get that.
It's just, yeah.
Well, you know, they can.
It's fine.
They can hear you, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm talking in code.
Okay.
The blah blah blah.
Anyway,
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, noble citizens of Adiyat. Thanks. God. Okay, right. In today's podcast of lies, we have a very special guest with his 3.8k subscribers. His YouTube offers a wide range of gameplay: Town of Salem, Throne of Lies, Bastion, and Transistor. And
yeah.
Oh, no, now you're okay. Yeah,
Wait,
go on.
No.
Go on.
Yeah, so we've got Wahooz on here. I've cocked it up.
You did.
What a start. So listen up, guys. We've got Wahooz up on the podcast today. So Cass just listed a bunch of the games that he plays with gameplay on his YouTube channel, and he's also going to be playing a lot of the upcoming game releases. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Wahooz.
Well, hi everybody. I'm Wahooz. Nice to meet you. I'm an old man on the internet, but I'm here to say hi.
Okay, well, yeah, we pretty much just fuck that because you went quiet. You always do this.
It's not a podcast if there's not at least one cock up.
That's true.
That's the beautiful part of doing it live.
Exactly. Well, go on, Flex. Pay attention now.
Yeah, I'm here. I promise. I was just fixing something, but it's definitely fine now.
Okay. Well, it's you. So, come on.
I need to tell people to refresh their stream. But yeah, while we're telling people to refresh their stream, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, Wahooz?
Sure. I mean, I have a YouTube channel, obviously, about 3.8k subscribers, growing steadily up from there. Started my channel about a year ago. Been doing Town of Salem daily for that since then. I haven't missed a day on that. I've been doing a lot of Throne of Lies since Throne of Lies came out in alpha. Been trying to get some of those out there. I've been doing a bunch of other games. Just playthroughs of other like platformers, action games, all sorts of stuff. There's a couple of games coming out here in the next week or two that I'm going to be playing on the channel too. So I just do a lot of gameplay of a lot of different games that I enjoy, social deduction games, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my channel.
Mm-hmm. And what made you want to start up a YouTube channel? What was it that got you going?
Funny enough, I just decided I had a microphone. Like, it was a little crappy, like, I think it was like $15 Logitech microphone that I got from Staples like 5 years ago that I had. And I decided one night, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to download OPS and record a game and throw it up on YouTube, see if anybody watches it. And I think my first video, I think maybe I want to say like 5 to 10 people watched, which is not a lot, but for somebody that just threw it up there just to see if anybody watched it, was quite a bit. I mean, I didn't expect anybody to watch it, because one of those views was mine, because I just watched it just to see how it sounded. But you know, so I said, you know what, a couple people watched it. I'm just gonna throw some more up there, see what, you know, see if it sticks, see if anybody else would like to watch it. And slowly but surely, over a couple months, more and more people started watching. And then about, I think, October last year, all of a sudden I started getting like, I think in one day I got like 49 subscribers. It was like I just got a couple hundred subscribers in the span of like a week, and it just kind of, you know, started ballooning from there. So I didn't really go into posting videos on YouTube to like think that I was actually going to do anything with it, but it's surprisingly kind of blew up a little bit. So I decided, why not just go ahead and start trying to do it for on the side, you know, just to have some fun. I enjoy doing it, so why not do it?
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons I enjoy with the podcast and, well, my older YouTube channel. Obviously, being a content creator has its perks and has the downsides. What would you say is the best and worst thing about actually being a content creator on YouTube?
Best thing about being best thing I would say is the support you get from the fans. I know there's a lot of people, because they're in the comment section of my videos, and I have a Discord that a lot of people are part of. Best part is, yeah, definitely the support that I get from a lot of them. You know, hearing people daily, like multiple people, you know, in the comments of the YouTube section, you know, oh, I love your videos, you know, keep up the good work, you know, you're doing great, I really love them, your videos entertain me, all that kind of stuff. Really, it's really awesome. It really makes you feel like you're entertaining people. So I don't know, I'd say that, like, just people, you know, being nice and saying that they enjoy what you're doing is the best thing about it.
Yeah.
What about the downsides?
Yeah.
A downside is definitely the time commitment. It definitely takes out quite a bit of time. I have a full-time job. I work 45 hours a week. And on top of that, recording Town of Salem. And then I think maybe once or twice I haven't posted a second video, but I always post a second video, whether it be Throne of Lies or other games I play. So it's definitely a time commitment, because that takes quite a bit of time. It's basically like working 2 full-time jobs. So I don't really have too much time to do much else, but it's definitely worth it, though, because I do enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. So looking at, because obviously you said that you've seen, you know, kind of an increase in subscribers. You know, your subscriber counts kind of exploded in quite a short time span. Where do you see your channel in a few years?
Hopefully getting bigger. I mean, I made a vlog, I guess, back on the 1-year anniversary of my channel, back on the 26th of June, talking about that. You know, I think it would be really cool if in the next year, because right now I'm almost 4K subscribers, and that's right now I'm kind of averaging almost like 800 or so subscribers a month, increased on top of what I already have. And it'd be really cool if I could get like to maybe like 10,000 by next June. And, you know, you never know. I mean, I could see myself, if it keeps on growing and people keep on enjoying, liking the content, you know, I could theoretically, you know, at some point in the future, maybe do it for a living. That'd be like, that's like the dream, just to do that for a living, just to play games and, you know, just try to be goofy for a living. So, yeah, I think that's like, I would like to see that go there. I don't know if it is, I don't know if that's realistic, but that's the goal, I think, of most anybody that posts on YouTube, is to try to eventually do it, you know, for a living at some point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like in the YouTube agreement, there's somewhere in the YouTube agreement when you're signing up to be a partner, there's like probably something that says you've got to be goofy. That's a given.
Mm-hmm. You have to have a little bit of pizzazz.
Yeah, love that word, pizzazz.
A little bit of oomph to keep them watching.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you've played like games like Town of Salem and stuff like that, and Throne of Lies. I almost called it Town of Lies, but so let's compare Throne of Lies to other games in the Mafia genre. What would you say? What does it do better or worse than those, like Throne of Lies compared to them?
Things I like about Throne of Lies, the one thing I think is really that makes it unique compared to other games, at least that I've played, is the then well, there's a couple things. First, there's no set role lists. Like there can be any amount of any type of class spawning. You don't know what type of classes are spawning, whether it be like all investigative, all support, or a mixture of both, or whatever. So I think that's really cool. I also think the conversion mechanic is unique for Throne of Lies. I think that's really a good idea. I mean, Town of Salem does a little bit with the vampires, but I think Throne of Lies having that as a core mechanic for both of their evil factions is really cool. I think just being able to convert people to the evil side, and then when you convert them, some of their abilities change, but they still have their certain abilities. I think that's really like probably the one thing that that would set it apart. Also, just having multiple abilities for multiple roles. Some obviously the game I had the most experience with is Town of Salem. So Town of Salem, you just have one ability pretty much for the most part. But in Throne of Lies, you have multiple abilities, and I think that adds a lot more depth to the game. So I think that's kind of what sets Throne of Lies apart from other games in the genre that I've played, at least.
Yeah, I also like to think myself the whole conversion base of it too.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really cool mechanic. I love that mechanic of the game.
Yeah, and Pete just said as well, day abilities too.
Yeah, the day abilities are cool. What since obviously you've played a lot more of Town of Salem, what do you think Throne of Lies could do better? What is it that you maybe don't like as much? Because we can't just be positive here. We've got to be honest and real. So.
I would say the one thing that they could do a lot to improve. I know that the physician has the ability to tell people how they die like once or twice, but I honestly think that that's something that I personally don't enjoy about the game, is not knowing how people died. I don't know if other people feel that way, but that's one thing I feel. I would really like to know how people die when they die. That's just my opinion on that. Also, one thing another thing I do like, it's kind of a positive and a negative about the game. Positive is that the developers are really invested in the game, and they really want to have the game balanced. So they always change around the roles, and they they nerf roles that are overpowered, and they buff up roles that are underpowered. But maybe try to do that on a more consistent like interval basis, because it seems like every time I get on, it's good that they balance the game out, but it seems like every time I get on, there's something new that I have to try to remember to look at the patch notes. So I'd say those are probably the two best suggestions I could come up with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree actually.
So what are you most excited for when it comes to the release of Throne of Lies? Because that is coming up quite quickly, I think.
The thing I'm most excited for is having more people playing the game. Quite honestly, I know I struggled there for a month or two being able to post hardly any games on my channel, because like I said, I work for a living, so I don't get home. I'm not able to play or record the game until like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern time in the US, which a lot of the players are European, so you guys are all asleep at that point. And there for a while, it was a struggle for me to even get any games in, because the only time I could do it would be on my days off. And on my days off, I'm trying to record other games. But, recently, like the last week since they released the beta, I've gotten on at nights, and there's actually been people on, and I've been able to record. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to most. That way I can put out more videos on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I think a lot of content creators are feeling that same pain, especially when you are used to playing, obviously Town of Salem has a very steady player base. There's always going to be a game going, whereas because this is now have gone into closed beta, it's still hard to get people. But we did do they did do a release of 1,000 keys, and they were gone within 30 minutes. So it feels like
we gained over 1,000 people too, which was great. It was a great day.
Yeah, there's been definitely, I can tell, like I said, when I log on at times before when there would be nobody on and there's games going, it's just like, oh, this is nice. I can actually play now.
So, talking about the future of Throne of Lies, I'm going to do the class announcement, Cassie, because this is related to classes.
Okay.
So Boslov just let me know all the details. So the only detail I know is the name of it and something about it. So I'm going to go ahead and announce the class now.
Ooh, the scoop.
And while I'm announcing it, and after the announcement, I'm going to ask who's the last question. And then while this is going on, you guys can start sending in your questions, and then we'll get to that. So, without further ado, because I'm delaying, the next class to be added to Throne of Lies. Can I get a drum roll? The Hunter.
Woo!
Hunter. All right.
Oh yeah.
And his converted class is the Poacher.
Oh, so cool.
And the only detail that I can announce or reveal is that his kills don't exactly kill immediately.
Huh.
Magna. So, on the topic of factions and classes, Wahooz, what would you say is your favorite faction and class in Front of Lights?
Favorite faction is Blue Dragon. I like the good rules. I don't know. I like trying to suss out the evildoers in the town. Favorite class? Probably be the. Honestly, this is like generic, obviously, but the Prince, just because I like having the power. I like being able to get people's roles and have information. I like Observer too. It's kind of a role that a lot of people throw away, but I've always liked, been kind of stay on lookout. And in Third Lives, I like Observer, just kind of being able to watch people, see where they're going, see who's visiting who. I think that's a role I enjoy too.
Lovely jubbly.
So you're just through and through a good guy, aren't you?
It's weird too because I'm also Prince Flex in the Discord. Even though I hate Prince.
Oh, don't worry. I love me some Unseen. I like being the bad guy too sometimes. But if I had to pick a faction, I would definitely do the Blue Dragon. So because that's way. I mean, it's more fun to try to find the evil people, in my opinion.
I hate it.
I don't know. I like being evil.
If I had to say though, I would probably go with the Cult. I mean, I think I mentioned that like every podcast. Is my favorite is the Cult.
I can't do Cult. I always die as Cult.
I think Boslov mentioned that the Acolyte, something's happening to the Cult. Vicky mentioned that in the game. If anyone wants to talk about that in the chat, you can go ahead because I don't know all the details. So yeah,
I'm not much on the Cult. I don't know. It's definitely my least favorite out of the three. I like Unseen. I like Blue Dragon, but Cult. I don't know. I'm not a fan. But I mean, everybody's got to have a least favorite, right?
Yeah, I just like the idea of killing a teammate to kill someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Questions from the audience.
Yeah.
The first one. Do you want to do this, Casa?
Sure. So, wanted to add this one first because I thought it was pretty cool that Xblade wanted to get in an answer. Get in a question. I mean, blech. I'm totally not hungover, by the way, guys. So, if you're wondering why I'm messing up stuff, that's why. Xblade asked you, Wahooz, what can we add to the game to make it less intimidating for new people, meaning people who are completely new to the entire genre?
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the game can be intimidating to even people that are not new to the genre. I mean, when I saw the game, I liked the depth of it, but there are a lot of roles and a lot of abilities to remember, especially for anybody new to the genre. So I think the main thing they could do would probably be to add some sort of like new player playlist, where there are like set roles or something that way, and just have the important roles in there. So have like a prince, a sheriff, a knight, just the important ones. And that way people can get more familiar with those roles. And then once they're more comfortable with that, they can branch out into the wide open world of regular Third Lives, where everything is up in the air and no roles are guaranteed. So that would be my main suggestion.
Okay. And then the second one that he asked was, if you, Wahooz, would relate to a class in real life, what would it be? And what about when you're angry? And hopefully not the assassin, he said.
What about when I'm angry? Okay, so the role I would be probably the role I relate to would probably be. I'm trying to debate between two, so I guess I'll just go ahead and put both out there. The first would be observer, because when I'm in a group of people, I tend to like kind of take a back seat and quiet down a little bit and just observe everybody. So I think that probably is fairly accurate to me. The other one would just be king, just because I'm a manager in real life, and I usually like take charge of a group if need be. So, and that's probably be the best too. If I'm angry, probably I got one. Servant, just because like the servants or the butler's ability to make nobody have whispers and like kind of be quiet. I get really quiet when I'm angry, so I guess that would be the role I'm most like.
Okay.
I love that about the servant and the butler, is the whole whisper thing. That was one of my favorite additions.
Yeah,
have they changed that
really
now?
Awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm a bad player. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they changed it. So, what's the name of the ability?
Concentrated wine.
Concentrated wine. Yeah, no, it prevents people from whispering the next day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Which is a whole new meta. I just wanted to say meta.
Oh god.
So we got a question here from Ichibarus. You spelt it wrong. It's Ichi.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
So Ichibarus wants to Ichibalus, sorry. He wants to ask, if you could add one class into the game without any restrictions, what would it be?
Okay, so this is a class that I kind of thought of. You know, my favorite neutral killing role. Just get back to Town Salem. In Town Salem is arsonist. I like the being sneakily quiet around the town. So I thought it'd be really cool to add like that type of a neutral killer to the game. And so I thought like a really cool like idea or like a name for it would be like the Brewmaster, where they like brew up poison drinks and like serve it to different people at nights, and then then they can like choose to have the poison activated or something like that. Like I think that'd be a really interesting neutral killer to add to the game.
It's actually interesting that you mentioned that. Me and Ruby are hosting. No, this is relevant because it's very close to something that someone suggested in our contest. So yeah, that's really interesting that you'd say that.
Yeah.
The freaking plugs every time, man.
I have to plug Ruby or she'll kill me. If I don't plug Ruby...
The nice transition, the smooth transition. It's funny you say that. Because...
Okay, look. Ruby deserves the mentions because Ruby's awesome. And that's it. I won't mention Ruby anymore.
He says that, but I don't trust it. I don't trust you. Okay. So we have the Discording gaming door, which is in the stream now as the streaming. What is it? Streaming door?
Discord gaming door.
Yeah, but then he has another. He's in the stream chat. He asked, which Final Fantasy game is the best?
People are probably not going to like me for this. I've never played a Final Fantasy game, so I don't know. I think they're all equally good because I don't have any opinion on it.
That's very diplomatic of you.
Number 7.
I'm not much into RPGs, so I just never got into Final Fantasy.
Number 7.
They're going wild.
Final Fantasy
They're going
7.
wild.
I see the chat. They don't like it.
I'm going to try and calm it down. Guys, mine is Final Fantasy 7.
You never played Final Fantasy? I just never did. I'm sorry. I never did. I like never got into it. I had Nintendo back in the day. I played like Mario and Donkey Kong Country and all that stuff. I just never got into Final Fantasy. I don't know.
No. I have Final Fantasy 9. I just haven't played it yet. They're going wild.
Okay, so maybe mine was
a very divisive topic.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own opinions.
God. Well, I mean, he did say that all games are good because he hasn't played it. So it didn't say all games are bad because he hasn't played them. So
It was a very diplomatic and very very.
Oh, I do want to mention.
Yeah.
I do want to mention something because of Slewed Purse 655 in the chat. Next time I play TOS, I'm going to name myself Friend Lies. Be careful with that. I would genuinely be careful with that because that
has gotten people banned before.
Yeah, well, not banned, in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, someone has actually got banned for that because they did it every game. So
yeah,
just be careful. Like it's funny and it's good promotion, but it's also pretty stupid. So just play Throne of Lies instead. And
there you go.
Just wanted to put that out there. If there are any of the people watching that are subbed to Wahooz, if you DM me, which is just Castle, you can see me in his Discord. If you're on there, if you send me a DM, just anything, if you say something funny, I think it's funny, I'll give you a free key to Throne of Lies because I have a few and I need to get them out into the world. So send me a funny DM, slide into those DMs, and maybe you get to play with Wahooz. I mean, and Throne of Lies. Beyond that, I can't say anything.
So the next question, to move on from Final Fantasy, Scarce wants to know, what does Wahooz have next to him?
Well, I don't have anything next to me. I have a desk in front of me with a cup of water and a phone, and I don't know what else. Some Post-it notes and a pen and a computer, and I think a cat's around here somewhere. Yep, there she is. She's behind me. That's what's around me, I guess.
Sweet. Does that answer your question, Scarce?
Water have ketchup in it. No, it doesn't have ketchup in it.
Sorry. Okay, I'm reading the chat, and it's very interesting. So we have some questions from Magnusaur 2. The first one is for Plex, actually. Well, Plex, will you marry me? Or will Plex marry me?
Yes. Next question.
Oh, shit. You heard it here first, guys. Breaking news. Everybody's invited to the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I'm not paying for it.
Okay. So, Wahooz. How many lemons do you have to suck for your face to turn inside out?
Roughly 34.
Ooh, that's a good
Rule
number.
34?
That's all I'm going to say on that one.
It's a good number.
Okay. We have some questions in the chat. Do you want to start that off?
So I've managed to keep track of all the @PodCastleOfLies. The first one is from Sapphire7777, and they wanted to know, Casa, do you have a channel?
No, I do not have a channel. I'm sure if you dig through the YouTubes, you can find my old channel where I posted cover songs. But that's, last time I posted on that was about 3 years ago, so I don't know if that would be anything interesting. Beyond that, you can find me in videos and also some streams with other people. But beyond that, no, I don't have my own channel, unfortunately.
However, selfless plug, I have a channel which this podcast goes up on afterwards, and there'll be a link in Discord if you want to go see it again. So yeah, there's that. The next one from Sapphire7777 is, what are everyone's favourite classes in Throne of Lies? We'll start with... who's answered this, basically?
I mean, I told you. Well, I can
go ahead.
Answer. I can give another one. I like Reaper. I think Reaper's a really cool idea for a role where you kill somebody and they're still alive, quote unquote, in the throne room and standing around the table, but they're actually dead. I think that's a really cool idea.
Wait, what? Did you ask the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's asking everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Give us your favorite role.
It's class.
And for once, it wasn't me who said it. I'm proud of you, Casa.
It's actually favorite class.
Oh,
but
my bad.
It's It's fine. Not everyone, like the Sapphire role as well. No, my favorite class in Throne of Lies has to be the Mastermind. I usually always win as the Mastermind, and it's just fun. I think it's fun to be in charge. It's fun to tell your minions to go do that and get off your butt and kill that person. And generally, I don't know, I just like the Mastermind. But if I had to choose any other, I really like Sheriff or Psychic. Mostly because when you're the Sheriff, you can just investigate and find out stuff. But then the Psychic, I like to write, like when I link minds with people, because they don't know who I am, I like to be really overly creepy and just be like, oh, hello there. I see you having some fun in that big king bed, eh? Kind of thing. So I just like to joke around with those kind of like secret roles. Same with Prince. But
yeah.
I don't know, Mastermind, number one, always.
Well,
how about you, Plex?
Despite being called Prince Plex in the Discord and having a prince as my stream avatar, my favorite class is actually the Fool. It used to always. Yeah, I loved Jester from Town of Salem, and I loved being an absolute idiot in the games, like making a mess of things. And being the Fool, being able to make someone say something, is just the best thing ever. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I love the Troll Box. It's one of my favorite abilities.
Yeah, that's a good ability. Whoever thought of that one deserves a sticker.
Yeah, X-Blade.
X-Blade, I'll send you a sticker in the mail.
The Fool is great unless you do it too obvious. It's kind of the same with like any genre where you're supposed to get yourself killed. I think it's a fine balance between not being too obvious but being obvious enough to stick out. What?
Can we plug that one moment with Magna?
Okay, yeah, Hyper, do you want to find that moment when so basically Magna, who's now in the chat, I feel like it's our duty to embarrass him a little bit. He was a psychic and he talked to me night one, and I pretended to talk to my unseen buddies, and I said, no, not the king. He then, without thinking, wrote in his journal, this person is bad, they talk to their unseen people. And then day 2, he put out a psychic message to everyone saying, this person's unseen, he was talking to his friends, and got me a day 2 win as the Fool. Yes,
yeah,
that's just it. there is a highlight of that it is also on his channel if you want to go and find it. I'm sure he can post it in the chat. So just wanted to plug that. That's pretty funny. He did a dumb. There we go. Yep. That's it. There you go. Go have a look.
I love it. So do you want to grab the next one, Kaza?
Yes. Let me see. There's just a lot of questions. Okay. So I think it was if you could, since you ask it to basically every guest, what would you add to Throne of Lies if you could add absolutely anything? So weapon, armor, anything like that. What would you want to add?
In terms of abilities, roles, or
anything.
Absolutely
anything.
Anything.
Sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the sky box, because it's
Jesus.
The ceiling.
I don't know. I don't know if they fixed it, but I would like the dead people to stop blinking when they're in their room dead in the morning. I don't know if they fixed it or not, but that's always been funny to me. It's like the people are like dead, the guy's staring up at the ceiling, and it's like this person died from this, and all of a sudden blink, and it's just like, wait a minute. He's faking it.
I don't know, I think it's funny.
Yeah, a lot of people want that to stay, but I think
I wouldn't mind it staying. I also it's one of those things. It's funny if it stays, but also it doesn't make sense either. So it's kind of it's like.
I think, like I like it somewhat to stay as well as like an options thing. Like you can keep it like kind of like an Easter egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think for the fact of I don't know what the word is, like thematics or something like that. I think for the thematics purposes, they're probably gonna not take it away, but fix it. And I hope they keep the Easter egg in there for some people to be blinking. I hope.
No. Yeah, that'd be good.
have the psychic or the priest. The priest could still be blinking because the priest is talking to the dead people. So maybe that's him communicating from the other side, just blinking.
It's like
So-
Morse code.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, Plex, do the other one.
So, you played a lot of Tanos Element Throne of Lies. This is from Howsy16, and he would like to know what for you is the hardest role and the hardest class for both TOS and TOL.
I think hardest role for. I think hard. I think the hardest is Colt. I always struggle when I'm Colt. Like I don't think I've ever won a Colt game. Like I don't. Doesn't matter which class, whether it's Colt leader, acolyte, anything. Like I always lose. I think that seems to be the hardest for me. He was asking hardest role in my opinion in TOL as well. I mean in Town Sam as well.
Yeah.
Probably Arsonist. Arsonist, it's so fun. It's my most favorite NK role, but it's also hard as shit to win as.
I agree with the Arsonist.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't think I ever had a problem winning with Arsonist, but I think I had a problem winning with SK most of the time because it was
Werewolf though.
we've just mentioned every NK.
Yeah, but Werewolf is impossible. Arsonist, the whole like everyone coming up as BG, GF, Arso makes it easier, and also the fact that they are not notified that there's an Arsonist. But Werewolf's just impossible. If you have an investigator and someone comes up as sheriff, actually a werewolf.
Oh yeah.
You're dead. You're dead. They're gonna kill every single person that comes up as that, no matter what.
Yeah, I would say definitely Colt though for Throne of Lies.
I would say SK for me was the hardest because escort, consort, sheriff, sometimes an investigator. Those four especially would be the ones that would get me. Oh, and jailer.
Yeah.
Like at least with werewolf, you can be jailed on odd nights.
Mhm. Oh, I haven't. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Let's see.
I saw another question I want to address.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Somebody asked why I think Coke is better than Pepsi because Pepsi is shit.
Whoa! Hang on a minute. I'm sitting.
I will stand by that until the day I die. I do not drink Pepsi because it is not good.
I disagree. I am a Pepsi drinker and I stand by Pepsi.
I like Dr. Pepper.
I like Dr. Pepper too. Pepsi
I love Dr. Pepper.
Good.
Yeah, that's like the diplomatic in the middle thing. It's like, yeah, I like that. I don't want to take a stance. I like Dr. Pepper.
Everybody loves Dr. Pepper, but it's Pepsi or Coke. I like Coke. I don't like Pepsi.
Okay,
well,
so I saw one. I keep okay. I'm sorry, I keep losing the question. Okay, Magna asked if the mastermind walks up to your princess girl and slaps her on the ass. What do? I don't know.
What do I do?
Yeah, if the mastermind walks up to your princess.
Well, if I'm the king, I take my crown and I gouge his eyes out. That turned dark really quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. So he wouldn't go up and just be like, "What up, bruh?"
I would tackle him, be like, "Yo, what up, dude? You know, get the fuck off.
Stay away from my girl, bruh."
Yeah.
Oh god. I can imagine that.
It's like all of a sudden you just like see me like running, just like full tackle into him.
Okay, do you see the other one after that, Plex? Have you just lost all of the questions?
No, I've got them. I'm just go looking through because I think we just did the Coke one.
Yeah, but you skipped. Yeah, we skipped loads though.
Skip loads. I copy and pasted all the ones that were at PodCastleOfLies because they were showing up for me. And what the hell just happened in chat?
What? Oh.
What just happened?
I don't know. Anyway, we did get one that was Hyper or Magna.
Go ahead.
So I guess, do we all respond to that? That was Purpley Pete, I think, who asked Hyper or Magna.
Oh.
What, like, who do I prefer?
I don't know. I suppose that's all it said.
I like everybody.
No.
I'll be very diplomatic.
I'm already marrying Magna.
Yeah, we know. You know what? Hey, since you're marrying Magna, I'll choose Hyper so he doesn't feel lonely. Hyper, I'll be your husband.
I've got to say though, Hyper's my main man. He's my stupid moronic bestie. So I gotta choose him.
But Magna
Well,
also
since you
has.
guys are both choosing the others, I'll stay in the middle again. I'll be diplomatic. I choose both.
But then Magna, he's Vex of Magna. There's a great ship. That ship has sailed. Sapphire. There's a question by Sapphire Quadruple 7. What is your best game of Throne of Lies?
Oh, jeez. Let me look through. There's so many. Let me look through my YouTube channel. I can't. It's like some of them are like from months ago.
Hyper says our noble game from last night.
Yeah, the Noble game from last night was nice. That one's actually, I think, going up today. That one's going up later today. Actually in like an hour or two. I would say favorite game. I guess it was like a week or so ago. What's the title of it? It's The Backfire Paid Off. I was the priest. And I revived the princess, and then the princess was converted to unseen, but then it was like, well, I guess I'm gonna lose because the unseen had the numbers, and then the unseen were very kind to me, and they made me unseen. So I guess I don't know. That's like kind of recency bias. I know there's probably some from earlier on that I can't think of, but I guess we'll go with that one.
Was that when we were drinking? I don't remember.
I don't know. I wasn't drinking.
No, I know you weren't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of a game that I've had that I didn't enjoy.
Oh, I can think of many.
I'm very competitive, so I hate losing. So all the games I lose, I hate.
A majority of the games that I play are usually always with the crew. And there was one recently that I really enjoyed where I was the acolyte who loaded in very late and got executed. But then I think it was Magna who converted the nobles into apostles, and we both kind of sat there in shock. Yeah. Magna was like, flex, 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 flex. And I was like, what? And then I noticed it. I was like, oh.
Okay, let's see. Outside of the Mafia genre, pretty much, Howsy is asking, what game would you say you play the most?
Outside, Well, up until about a month ago, I played a lot of League of Legends. I'm on like a break from League of Legends right now. I'll probably get back to it at some point here in the next month or two, but I'm just kind of one of those things I need to take a break from it because I was just needed to. But definitely League of Legends, especially over the last couple of years, is what I play the most. I would probably play a couple hours a night, maybe. I just don't have the time to do it right now. But yeah, definitely League.
For me,
okay.
Recently, I've been playing a lot of Shell Shock too.
Shell Shock is good. I do enjoy Shell Shock.
Yeah, I played it like a year ago, and I kind of just stopped playing, and then I kind of got back into it recently, and I forgot how much fun it is. So I've been playing a lot of it recently.
Yeah, me too. Shell Shock's one of my favorite games.
I play a lot of different games. Lately, I've been playing the new. Well, it's not really new anymore, but the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 game. I've been playing that a lot recently. But if I had to pick a game that I play dedicated a lot of time to, I would probably just go with the WWE games, honestly. I have over 1,000 hours in Ark on Xbox though.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dinosauring.
At least 100 hours in 7 Days to Die. I like games where you can explore like a sandbox world and build like a house and kill shit basically. That was the first cuss of the stream, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing. There's a game called Lawbreakers that's coming out here, and then in early August, I'm probably going to be playing a lot too, assuming that it's good. It's like Overwatch, but it's like a grittier like version of it. So I'm going to be playing a lot of that too, assuming.
Pete, that's not fair. The ARC devs are not the same as the TOS devs. They just delay the game a lot.
Okay, so I remember a question that I kind of went away from me, but I don't know if they tagged you in it. But one of your subs asked if you are going to start streaming your streaming games with your subs.
I did stream at one point. Back in early June, I streamed a couple times for like 2 weeks or so. I'm not going to be doing streaming, at least not for the foreseeable future. I I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it simply because when I stream Town of Salem, you have to have like I had made like blockers to block all the information. You have to worry about changing all that from the day to the night, and so people can see the chat, and it's a lot of hassle. And I don't know. No, I'm just not going to be streaming because I don't have, between trying to record for Town of Salem, Learn to Lies, and other games, I just don't have time. And I wish there was enough time in the day to do it, but I just don't. At least for the foreseeable future. Who knows? Maybe in the future I might do some streaming.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems in more few genre games is when it comes to streaming, you're at that very risk of being sniped.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's happened.
Who knows? Maybe when Lawbreakers comes out, I might stream some Lawbreakers. I don't know, because that would be a good game to stream.
Hyper.
Let's not talk about that. He who shall not be named. Okay. Also, we have one from Howsy. Howsy asked, "What's the most illegal thing you've ever done?" He repeated that from the drinking game thing.
I don't know if I should tell that. Well, I don't think I can get in trouble for it. So when I was, God, how old was I? I was like 17 or something. A couple of buddies and me went to Walmart and bought a strobe light and plugged it in my car and put it on our dashboard and pulled people over.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the most illegal thing. I mean, I've done a couple other substances that aren't quite legal, but that's probably the most legal thing.
So bad.
I can't say I've done much stuff illegal myself, but back in high school, I did used to steal candy bars from the shops.
Oh, you fiend!
That's the worst I've ever done. I'm not a bad person.
I don't know if I've done any. Well, I mean, I've done certain substances you're not supposed to do, but other than that, I don't know. Like I'm pretty innocent. I'm bad at many other things, but I just don't really break the law. I suppose. Oh God, I feel like there is. Well, I did flash a police officer, but he didn't mind, so I mean, it wasn't illegal. I mean, yeah.
Wait, hold up. What was this? When did that happen?
No.
I love how you say that as Hyper just says Kazza is the most innocent person ever. I flashed a police officer.
No, so there's this thing here basically where it's like we spend a month just getting drunk pretty much when you're like 18 to celebrate graduating from high school and all that stuff. So you get drunk for like almost a month or 17 days. And they have these events.
Oh my God, Hyper.
They have these events, and there's like quite a lot of cops around, and you have to basically do these dares to get small items to attach to your hat, and then it's about having as many items attached to your hat by the end of the whole thing. And one of them was to kiss a police officer on the cheek. And so I went up to this police officer and I was just like, hey, you're pretty cute and I'm pretty drunk and I have to do a dare that includes me kissing you on the cheek. Are you cool with that? And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. That's fine. And then I kissed him on the cheek and then I walked away. And then my friend was just like, that was really nice of him. And I was so drunk that I was just like, yeah, that was really nice of him. So I yelled, I was just like, hey, police dude, thanks for the kiss. And I just kind of pulled my shirt up, flashed him, screamed, woo, and then ran off. Pretty much. I mean, other than that, I mean, he just smiled. He didn't do anything. He was just like, pretty good day. Yeah, okay, I'm going to shut up now because I'm embarrassed.
There goes our numbers.
Oh, God. Oh,
okay,
God.
So moving on.
Back on track.
So Sapphire7777 wants to know the origins of our names. So Wahooz, Plex, and Casa. We'll let you go first, Wahooz.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's okay. I don't know if anybody has put it together, but I live in Virginia, and I'm a big fan of UVA, and UVA's nickname are the Wahooz. So that's pretty much it.
Wow.
It's just spelled with an S instead of Z. So that's it. I mean, that's literally the origin of it. Like, I like UVA, so I'm gonna name myself the Wahooz.
Casa? Your name?
Oh, well, this is gonna end up with everyone realizing what my real name is. But my full gamer tag is X Casanora. I only add the X because Casanora is somehow always taken. So I'm like, how? But it's X Casanora, and that's a wordplay for Casanova. And my real name is Nora, so I removed the V, added an R, called it a day. Because I flirt and I'm like, hey, the pickup lines
I have
never
I
fail.
have a very long story. Elsa asked me the same question when I was first doing the podcast, and the name Plex actually comes from a wrestling maneuver called the suplex. Magna knows all about this, and anyone else that watches wrestling. So a lot of the time, I had big dreams when I was a kid of becoming a wrestler. And I was very obsessed with the German suplex, and I pulled one off when I was 13, 14 in school. In a fight, I decided in the fight that I was going to get behind them, grab them, and then just sling them over the top of my head, and I did it. And I ended up getting excluded for that because he ended up really hurt and he cried a lot, and I was sent home and I was grounded.
I was going to say that'll hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on a concrete floor or something.
It was grass, so it wasn't as bad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's where the name Plex comes from, because I played this game once called Tribal Wars, which is a browser game. And if anyone knows what it is, sound off in the chat. I ain't gonna go into it, but I used to play Tribal Wars under the name Suplex, and then I made another account a few years later, getting back into it, called the Superplex. And then I started playing video games on console on Xbox 360. And the first gamer tag I ever had was Cartoon Head, because it was something else entirely. But then I decided, after 3 or 4 different names, I came up with just the Plex. And with Twitter as well, the Plex was taken by some Florida basketball team, and Plex was taken by a video thing. A video platform, and so Twitter just became the Plex Gamer. And my Minecraft, yeah, I played Minecraft as well. My Minecraft is the Plex _. So if you ever see the Plex _ on Discord, that's why Plex _ is kind of a thing I got attached to as well. But yeah, the Plex comes from a wrestling maneuver, and I went through some changes on the Plex.
Nice.
You're attached to the underscore.
I'm very attached to the underscore.
You can't let go of the underscore. It means so much to me.
But yeah.
Okay,
So,
we need to pay attention to the time though, boys, because we are.
Yeah, so we're gonna leave it there for that was the last question anyway, from what I can see.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we went through a lot today. We've got the Hunter coming out in the next big update. We've had a lot of great answers from Wahooz. We found out that Casa did some very interesting stuff in her youth. So,
Over time.
So she made the police officer happy, and I just imitated one. So maybe it was me. I don't know. No,
you know what? That would explain a lot.
Real quickly, Slewed Purse. That question relating to Fertilize. There's not a Plague Bearer variant, but I don't think we need it. I'm just gonna say we don't need a Plague Bearer in Fertilize.
No, I don't think so. I think that we have enough really good classes already, and I think if we add too many, I think that it could be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like my class suggestions in the forums, because there's like 22 of them. I don't think they're going to add every single one of them. Maybe one or two that X-Blade might take interest in. Maybe Boslov, I like a couple of them, but yeah. That was another plug for the forums, by the way. Go ahead and drink.
Oh yeah, we can put the Discord in maybe.
I was just grabbing
have
the
a
link.
Discord link?
I'll grab the link. While we're grabbing the link, Casa has an announcement to make.
Well, not an announcement per se, but so this is going to be my last podcast, at least for now. We'll see if maybe I come back later on, but this will officially be my last podcast here, and it's sad. And I thank you all for being very supportive and sweet. And I've seen all the messages, and I've seen all of the things written in the chat. I'm not dying. I'm not dead. Do you want me to just say who's going to take over for me? Do you want me to mention that? Yeah. So Alpha is going to take my place. Alpha was who Plex had in mind from the beginning, and then I kind of showed up, and then.
Well, actually, it was kind of like Alpha was second choice, kind of.
Oh,
like in case you said no, Alpha was always a backup.
Yeah, exactly. But I said yes, so kind of But she's going to take over, and it's going to be great. I have a lot of faith that they will continue to make the podcast, funny and great for everyone. Please continue supporting them, and maybe I'll come back in a few months or something. We are going to be having a break anyway, because we've made quite a few podcasts over the duration of the summer so far already. So we just need to have a little break anyway. But that's it, really. Just continue supporting. Do donate to the Game Wisp. The Game Wisp still exists. The Game Wisp is something you can donate, and you can earn different rewards, I suppose, for different tiers. So.
Yep. And the next podcast, I've already discussed it with Alpha, because we needed to get a schedule going in time for when we come back, because I'm taking a little break as well. It's going to be a month long. The next one's going to be on the 26th of August, and you know what? No, I'm not going to mention any of the next guests until late. I'm going to keep them a secret.
Very secretive.
So be there for that, pretty much. What?
I don't have any guests.
You can have me as your guest. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, we have some general ideas of who we want to be a part of the podcast, and I'll mention that I'm gonna ask Boslov, because he said he was interested before, but he didn't have the time before. I'm gonna ask Boslov. I'm gonna ask one of Wahooz's friends, Miss Medi. I spoke to her briefly about it.
Oh. Okay.
And hopefully, if he's got the time, I'm gonna ask 2% Skim.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
hopefully,
thank you all.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Also Shadow Beats, because Shadow Beats is the boss.
Okay.
That's a dream. That's a dream that I'm gonna aim high for.
If that happens, I will be here, and I will get down on my knees and I'll kiss your toes if you get that. So if you make that happen, I will fly to the UK and I will kiss your toes. And I hate feet, so that's gonna be a big thing.
Shadow.
All right. Well, anyway, we have social media handles. Follow Wahooz. Subscribe to him. He's great. He has very funny and interesting videos. And just keep your eyes on the podcast. Things are happening, and things are changing. But change isn't always bad. So
yeah, go ahead and go follow Casa at xCasanora.
Oh, do that. You'll see updates on what's going on in my life. And Again, I'll add my Snapchat. This is always a.
So I
never
just
a
want
good
to
idea,
point
but
out.
That's my Snapchat.
I'd like to point out that I just plugged Cass's Twitter, but she didn't do it mine right back. So I'm
No, it's
Follow at the Plex Gamer. Yeah.
Yeah. And at Wahooz as well. Is it Wahooz or Wahooz Gaming?
Wahooz_gaming.
There
Yeah.
you go. Hyper got it in the
There you
chat for
go.
you.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and follow us all. I don't really post much on Twitter, but the follows are always appreciated. I may actually start using Twitter again.
Mhm. All right, but it's been great. Thank you
It has
so
been
much,
amazing.
Wahooz, for being here.
Also, do you want to post your YouTube channel in the chat?
Oh, who, me? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Go and subscribe to Wahooz because I did a dom earlier. I was already subscribed to Wahooz. I went to his channel just to grab the link. And I thought, oh look, I'm not subscribed. I may as well subscribe now. And I clicked on the channel and I was subbed. And I was like, it said subscribe again. I was like, I just swear I just subscribed. And I realized I unsubscribed.
You're dead to me.
Oh, yeah, and post the Discord as well.
There we go. I have to log into Twitch. Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times, guys. We are reaching, we are crawling towards the release of the game and everything. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be exciting times to come.
Yeah.
And I'm not dead, so do feel free to send. Oh,
That was my phone. Sorry.
so professional.
Yeah.
Feel free to send me a DM, and I'll respond whenever I see it.
The door is always open for Casa.
I know, because I broke it. I just kicked it open,
God.
and now you can't close it now. There are no hinges. There is no door.
So after today, Casa is going to be added into the sheriff section of the Discord, and you'll notice Alpha will be in the host.
There you go. There's my YouTube channel.
Lovely jabbly.
And then your Discord as well.
1 second.
Fake.
No. I just got a copy.
No, Hyper said fake. Real.
Also,
fake.
I'm also going to go ahead and just say that I'm going to put the Tea Hacker podcast on a vodcast next Saturday for people who didn't get to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can watch it on YouTube, but I'm also going to put it on Twitch podcast.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
We are on overtime, so.
Overtime's fine. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. It's been great. This has been a fun cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and thank you again, Wahooz. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming along. I really appreciate that. You were great.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
times.
Well, we'll see you later on.
Yeah.
26th. You'll see Plex and Alpha. So.
Indeed, you do. Yeah.
Okay. Signing off. Bye,
Goodbye,
everyone.
Casa. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Wahooz. Toodle
Bye.
pip.
Bye.